Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome back. Welcome back to Carpathian Countryside. Welcome back to the channel. Hope everything is going well for you this Saturday afternoon. A rare afternoon live stream, indeed. Snipper Buffo, Wayland and Grenade Racer. Good evening, good afternoon, and good morning, depending on where you are in the world. We've got 3 fields of sunflowers to harvest today. That's why we've titled the stream Sunburnt Sunflowers, because, well, when they're ready to harvest, they look like they've been cooked, roasted, toasted in the sun. Simper, how far have you gotten in Baldur's Gate 3? Steam shows you having lots of hours on it. Jacob, how is it down there in Louisiana? Keep cool. Keep cool, that's all I can say. You probably feel a bit sun toasted yourself down there. Where we left off last time, we had finished planting our 2 fields, one to our left and one behind us. I did go ahead and finish a herbicide on the field behind us, and then I fertilized the field over here on the left. Also fertilized my grass, and I had to go and do another soil sampling on our grass field. We have already gone through that many cuttings. Oh, okay. Yeah, I haven't made it to the goblin fort. I made it to that village where there's goblins. They had the gnome or whatever on the windmill. I found the barbarian chick with the horns. Done a couple other things. I think my peeps are up to level 4. Just leveled up to level 4. We've gone and edged the field. Now we can do more up and downs, make turns easier. Who all is playing on the Frontier map? That seems to be a rather rather popular one as of late. Lots of interesting things going on there. Although folks seem to be pretty divided, I guess, with their thoughts on that. They either love it or they don't. I think there's a fair bit of players running into conflicts with other mods and the map. I'm thinking mods like the liftable pallets or other production-based type mods, possibly even auto-loading mods, auto-filling mods might be causing issues with the with maybe some of the fill types. I don't know. Lots of people saying they can't get the map to load. You having issues with seeders or fertilizer or planters removing nitrogen? That's an interesting one. That is indeed an interesting one. All right, let's go ahead and can we make it? Can we make it? 4%. Yeah, we got this. We got this. Peter, welcome. Welcome from Norway. How's it going? How's the weather there in the Norway? Oh no, 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 flooding is bad. Flooding is bad. Farmer G, good evening to you. Early evening, I guess. Not near as late as we usually run. Sunny and Hofbergman, indeed. I've completely run out. We very well timed our pig food creation. I completely ran out when we moved into the second day of September. Now we're in October. We need ourselves some pig food. Or we need sunflowers to keep that pig food pumping. So, perfect time to have had some fields to harvest. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Carpathian Countryside and our playthrough here. We're in the second day of October, the second half, I should say, of October, since we are playing 2-day months. We're harvesting our sunflowers. We've got 2 fields of sunflowers under contract. We also need to get to trying to basically put away as many sunflowers as we can, so we can continue producing pig food through the winter and spring until our other crops are ready to come in. That will allow us to we'll transition over to the other pig food recipe. Just a shade under $100,000. We're making some pretty good money nowadays. Pretty stable income coming in thanks to those greenhouses and, well, that manure pellet facility that we put into place that is going to allow us to take our slurry, make it separated manure, and then make manure pellets out of that, as well as just take regular manure and make ourselves some manure pellets. I'm torn between one of 2 things. Do we A, buy more fields when we have the money, or 2, do we expand our farm and buy one of the secondary farmyard areas and introduce something like sheep into the mix? Kind of inclined to go option B, but it will require us a fair bit of starting capital to make that investment. So I do believe that the sheep farm is this one here. We need $500,000 to do that. We've got another pig or cow farm. Sorry, this is another cow farm, I believe. That is $600,000. So we're a fifth of the way there. If we were to buy some land, we would need $217,000. Halfway there. And then we start looking at lots of larger fields. $500,000 a purchase on those. What is up here? That might be a curious purchase. $300,000. Curious what that clearing is. Sherry, good evening. Good afternoon. Good morning. I don't know what time it is. Gosh, it's 2 in the afternoon here. On a Saturday, a little warm today. Glad to be inside. Glad to be out of the heat. Yeah, I think that farm up there is $500,000, and it's got chickens too. What I've been doing is, remember, we bought 8 of each type of pig at the very start. There's that batch. There's that one, and then there's that one. So those are the 8, 16. Those are the 24 pigs we started with. We've got lots of generations at this point. And I'm thinking what we're going to do is I want to keep letting them produce until they fill up that pig pen. And then once they fill up the pig pen, I think I want to sell off the oldest generations. And just keep selling off the oldest generations. And it'll be kind of interesting to see how many generations do we sell off at a time to keep us able to have room for the next batch of offspring. We're not using the animal extension mod. We're just using straight up farm sim animals, 1-for-1 reproduction. But you go through enough reproductive cycles, you're going to have 2, 3, maybe even 4 batches of pigs all reproducing at the same time, or be at a point where you get pigs, you know, dropping new pigs every couple of days because of the cycle. That should add nicely to our income, and that's why I'm trying to keep up with that pig food production, because those jokers are going to start to really explode really quick. Multi, what is up? Did I say that right? Welcome to the show. You know what? Let's also say a big old thanks to Mighty Mouse 05 and Mark DuPont. Thank you for being farm barons and supporting this channel. We know you have a choice in content creators that you support, and we appreciate you supporting us. Thank you. And thank you, all those watching that are also channel members. If you are not a channel member and you are interested in what is this all about, there is a green join button down below the video. Click on that, read about our channel membership levels. There's a chance to give a little back every month to the channel on top of your viewership. I was checking the testing thread. It looks like we do indeed have a particular mapper making his way back into the foray. Of course, all his maps that he wishes to now have reposted are going to have to go through the testing process. And, well, that's going to be fun in itself. Because what passed one day might not pass tomorrow, depending on who is looking at it. So just because it was released once doesn't give it a free pass. It's gonna have to go through that cycle all over again. Did see a couple other maps listed in the testing thread. Surprised there's still so many mods being submitted on a daily basis. I think it's like an 8-day wait period. 100 plus 200, nearly 200 mods in that testing thread. Pending testing. This is the best time to be a farm sim fan and a farm sim player because of the vast amount of mods that are being created for the game. At no point in the history of farm sim have we seen as many mods released in as short a time for the current run of the game. In fact, before Premium even comes out, we are going to surpass the total number of mods released on the Giants Mod Hub for FS19 in 3 years before we even get to our full second year of FS22. Hard to believe we've been playing this game nearly 2 years at this point. It's just a steady flow. If they release 25 mods one day, there's probably 30 mods got submitted. It's just crazy. It's just insane the number of you know, for every mod they release, another one shows up, waiting to be tested, waiting to be updated. Just about as many mods get updated as get released. Like I said, couldn't be a better time to get into the game. And you know what? If you don't have a whole bunch of expansion content, the Year 2 Season Pass is shaping up to be quite a valuable bundle. The Gouville Pack, Hay and Forage Pack, all the equipment in the Horse Aggravation Pack, even if you don't like the map. But the map does have some appeal for those players with large field appetites. The premium expansion coming in November. All new equipment, a whole fleet load of new equipment designed for carrots, parsnips, and red beets. New production elements, all new buildings. We loved Silver Run Forest. We're gonna love Sri Lanka as well. I do not doubt that the continued visual enhancements that we saw in the platinum expansion, last year, we're gonna see in this expansion coming up. And then we got another pack yet we don't know anything about. We got some pretty good ideas that's going to deal with handling slurry and manure, not only from the hint graphic there, but also from some player speculation. GEI, I believe, is the brand. GEA, it's one of those. If you go and look on their website, they have a slogan that is pretty much the same slogan as is in the hint. So we've yet to hear what is going to be coming in that pack. I am somewhat speculating we're going to hear that in September, because that's kind of splitting the gap between when Pack 3 was announced and released and Pack 5, the premium expansion. Sherry, yes. The horse mulcher. The horse weeder, too. We cannot deny. I looked at this only slightly, but we don't have the money. Then I looked at this and said, nope, we're Dude's Farm. We don't need that other stuff. But the 12.2 meter mulcher? Are you kidding me? Or how about the 24.5 meter weeder? Or how about the transformer that shifts rows? That's going to be the mulcher for Sri Lanka, for sure. Bridge Farmer. Yes, we played with the Iron Man suit, but the Iron Man suit is not a part of the horse pack. That came in the 1.12 game update as a freebie for all players. You don't have to own the Year 2 Season Pass, and you do not have to own the horse pack in order to tool around in your Iron Man suit. Where is he at? Where is he? Here he is. Here he is. And then we put on our cap. We put on our Iron Man cap. No. 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 I like this one because it just looks looks stupid. Why not? Why not? Mojo Jojo, welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. No, we're not playing Welcome Back, Otter. We're not going to do that. We're not doing that. Now, if you are a PC player and you had not picked up this game, Steam had an amazing deal on the premium bundle back during their summer sale. You can pick up the premium bundle, which include all the Year 1 Season Pass content, all the Year 2 Season Pass content, for the same price as the Platinum expansion. The Platinum version, which just included the base game and the Platinum expansion. Now, I believe that sale has since ended. But that was how you could get the game now. You could get all the Year 1 Pass now. You can get part of the Year 2 Pass now. And then know that you get all the other content when it releases. But still a good bundle. Let's go get Just dumped in our production and our silo. Now the plan as far as our live streaming goes with respect to Farm Sim, we're going to be sticking to a Carpathian countryside for the rest of this month. Next month, though, we are going to be switching gears pretty significantly. We're still going to be profiling Farm Sim maps when they release, but our live stream content will become exclusively focused on Starfield. Unless Starfield turns out to be a complete crap pile. But we're going to switch over to Starfield for the month of September. At the very least. Unless, again, it turns out to be a total poop fest. Then we will come back. But really looking forward to giving that a shout out. And seeing what it's all about. There's lots of votes in the poll I put up a couple weeks ago about additional content coming to the game, coming to the channel. This happens to me all the time. This is what happens when you drive with keyboard and mouse and wheel. You leave the wheel locked one way and then you try to drive with the keyboard and correct for it, and that just won't work. What do you think, Sherry? What do you think? Yeah, last night we were going to, last night I was planning on streaming, but then the youngest wanted to do some Baldur's Gate. So he did that instead. Yeah, I'm interested in the like the shipbuilding experience and, well, I guess the general exploring the worlds and seeing what you come up to. I'm taking my time with Baldur's Gate 3 gameplay. Just kind of going in every door I can find, trying to loot pretty much everything I can find. Try to do as many side quests as I can find. I mean, I hope it doesn't end up like this, but it probably might. I never finished Red Dead Redemption 2. I think I got to how many chapters are in that? However many chapters there are, I think I got to like 2 before the end. And then just stopped playing. Got sidetracked onto other things. But I had a lot of hours into it. Because I was literally going everywhere, trying everything. Right? Somebody said they wanted some help. I would go off and try to help them. It's like seriously, if I bought nothing ever again and retired today, never went to work again in my life, I would have enough games in my catalog between Steam, Epic, and GOG that I probably would never run out of things to do. And I'm halfway thinking about picking up that Resident Evil bundle over at Humble Bundle right now. All 5, what is it, 5 Resident Evil games? How many are there? How many are there? Let me look. I posted about this the other day. I'm gonna put it in chat there. Pull it up so I can read it. Yeah, so... Oh, there's 7. There's 8, 9 Resident Evil games. What? All of them. All of them for $35. I've got a little nostalgia on Resident Evil. I remember back out of college. I lived with a guy who had an original PlayStation, which wasn't that big of a deal back then because that's all there was. The original. There was no PlayStation 2, right? You had PlayStation or you had, I guess whatever the Nintendo was at the time. This was pre-Xbox. Right? So, any hoot, he had Resident Evil, and he would play it, I would watch. That's what we did. He would play it, I'd watch. That was a long time ago. That's for sure. Then we've got City Skylines 2 coming out in October. We've got Forza Motorsport coming out in October. Also, plan on bringing all 3 of those, Starfield, Forza Motorsport, and probably, I don't know, may have been before the GameCube. Sherry, it may have been before that. So Forza Motorsport, City Skylines, and Starfield. We're going to be bringing all of them into the channel over the next couple months. I think we might do a Sunday afternoon City Skylines deal, maybe? We're stream City Skylines Sunday afternoon, just chilling out, building our world. We're still going to plan on our ATS live streams Sunday night, as long as there is continued interest with the group. Forza Fridays will come back with Forza Motorsport, as opposed to Forza Horizon. We'll see what happens with Starfield. We might phase it out. We might keep it up. Hard to tell. But Farm Sim will be the anchor of the channel's content. Sipper, that is perfectly understandable, right? Plus, you're having yourself a blast with Roller Skate 3, and the number of characters, the number of options, the number of ways to play, and the way the game will change itself to those different characters and options really lends itself to being a game you can go back to and just have a completely different experience time after time after time. And I swear, I think my dice rolls are predetermined. I swear to you, I think some of these dice rolls are not random. Because I can have a difficulty of like 5, and I can roll like high teens. Every time there's a low difficulty, I'll roll high teens. If there's a 15 difficulty, it's almost guaranteed a single digit's going to pop up. Like 98% of the time. I'm telling you, just like it was way back in the olden times of Mario Kart and all these other games, the computer will always cheat. I get attacked 3 times. Right? I've had, I don't know what the heck the monsters are, but they can shoot me with 3 arrows. Bang, bang, bang. It's like, hello, why can I not shoot 3 arrows? Totally cheating. Totally. Jimmy Jones, welcome. Welcome, sir. How are you doing? How's it go? Sherry, it's very dangerous to get hyped, right? Right? You don't want to get hyped because you don't want to have a disappointment. I'm eager to play it. I'm not like, you know, I'm not spending a lot of time between now and release watching through a lot of back coverage and stuff. Exactly, Semper, those dang guys, they shoot you 3 times. Bang, 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 you're like, come on. That is not cool. That is not cool. At least drop some decent stuff. All you drop are ears. Well, I'm glad to have you back, Jimmy Jones. Glad to have you back. We're talking about all these great games coming out, and we've had 3 updates to Baldur's Gate 3 since its release last Thursday. It's coming out on PlayStation in September, and poor guys, poor Xbox folks. Those poor Xbox folks. There is no idea when it's coming for them. I think there's some performance issues with the Series S, which is ironic because I posted in the Discord just earlier today a graphics settings optimization video before PC players, and they were talking about really the game does not use that much video memory. And I think the Series S might be a little lacking on video memory compared to the Series X. But we will see. We will see. Now, I'm more than happy at my 100+ FPS. I don't really feel the need to adjust anything, but anybody with some hitches in their giddy up might want to look at it. A game like that really lends itself to if you're 50 FPS, it's not that bad. I wouldn't think it'd be all that bad. It's not a whole bunch of FPS shooters or anything like that. But you know, if you are looking maybe to get into a different computer, then Apex Gaming Computers might just be a place to check. I've got a link down in the description. I partnered up with Apex Gaming Computers to offer 3 bundles. We have the Yeoman, we have the Homesteader, which right now you can get with the code BIG10, 10% off any of these 3 bundles. So we have the Yeoman, the Homesteader, and the Rancher. The Rancher is kind of the high-end spec. I think the Homesteader is the best bang o buck. Right now it's just over $1,600. You get a 12600 KF processor, all-in-one liquid cooler, 16 gigs of RAM, 3060 NVIDIA GPU, 512 gig SSD, 750 watt power supply, and for a limited time you get free Wi-Fi and Bluetooth, free RGB fans, free RGB light kit, and some overclocking. Go check out Apex Gaming Computers. Use the link down below to save up to $250 off your system. In addition to the sale, I believe they're also offering some special shipping discounts overseas at the moment as well. So there hasn't been a better time to look at picking up a new system that is going to have a fair bit of upgradability for the foreseeable future. I know a couple folks have already picked up some systems. I want to thank you if you're watching. If you're one of those folks, thank you for doing that. It could have been the Sega Genesis was the direct competitor to the PlayStation, which would be difficult because the PlayStation was disc based and the Genesis mostly was cartridge based. There was, and I did have a Genesis, and I did have a Genesis Sega CD. But overall, I think the PlayStation, with their proprietary, thank you Sony, they love their proprietary, with their proprietary memory cards, that's something that I really felt that Sega didn't have, was the ability to save your games, really. Where that feature was really well built into the PlayStation. Well, I think, Sherry, the idea of the Series S was to undercut Sony and to go with an all-digital option, right? The Series X can have a drive in it, but I don't think the Series S has a drive. Maybe it does. Maybe it does. I don't know. But it's price-wise, it did pretty significantly undercut PS5 at the time. I think PS5 is getting some price discounts as of late. But you also have competitors like the Steam Deck, the ROG Ally, which are basically, for all intents and purposes, PC handheld gaming systems that give you that console feel, but also give you that large library of PC titles. Right? There's no console that has the PC library title, or the library catalog that PC has available to them. Clearly, we're gonna have another run before we fill that up. this side pipe is just long enough that we can use these 9-meter heads on the harvesters. I've rolled ones. I rolled ones on Baldur's Gate. I literally had a difficulty of 2 on. It was persuading that guy. It was persuading that dude where the gnomes are, where the cavern is with the missing shipment. And yet one of the options is to tell the guy to like eat himself. It's like a difficulty. It had like a difficulty of 2 or something. I literally rolled a 1. I'm like, are you flipping kidding me? That is crazy. Thank you. Thank you. What are the odds? I had to do that fight like 5 times because I did it the first time and won. And then I did a whole bunch of stuff down in that cavern. And then I hit a tripwire and, well, a giant boulder did some things. And then I think I did, I accidentally blew up like half my party by striking a drum. And I dropped my primary weapon and I couldn't figure out where the heck it went. So I went to reload it and it was before the battle. I'm like, oh great, now I gotta do the battle again. Then I did the battle and lost. Then I do the battle again and again and again and again. And then finally I was satisfied. Rabbit Rob! What is up, sir? What is up? Oh, it's a nice Saturday. It's a nice Saturday. I think the youngest has some friends over. He's over in the other room. They end up fighting over stuff. You know how it is. You get 3 boys together. It starts out fine, and then they just break down and start fighting. That's when you know they're done. You have time to go home. I was looking at the grass yesterday and I said, you know, I don't think I'm going to mow tomorrow. It could be mowed, but it really doesn't need to be mowed. It's in that state of if you don't mow it, it's going to look like it really needs mowed next week. So should I just go ahead and do it or let it float? I'm going to let it float. Because, of course, tomorrow afternoon we have our ACC members only live stream with our Mayhem Crew League Championship. We are at what track are we at? We're at Paul Ricard tomorrow. Now, unlike last week where I forgot to start the stream on the members only stream, I want to try to not forget to do that this week. Tonight, we're not going to be streaming tonight because tonight is going to be, for the foreseeable future, Saturday nights are going to be our Baldur's Gate multiplayer night. 4-way multiplayer. with Sniper, Tukey, and Jerry. Just Jerry. Nothing else. It's kind of fun to do it in single player and then experience the game in multiplayer with others, because the way that game works, it's so unique, it's so different. I could approach an encounter in single player and have one outcome. Simper could approach the encounter and have a different outcome. And then Jerry can approach the encounter and have a different outcome. And then when we approach this encounter, sadly, Tukey is our most charismatic. So we try to have him do the most talking. I know that sounds like a bad thing. And sometimes it is. But we can experience now yet a different outcome than the outcomes that we all experience individually. I gotta try to talk to the dead. I didn't know you could talk to dead things. I'm thinking about the turn undead spell, and here Rabid Rob's wanting to turn things into silage or hay. Like, what? That doesn't make sense. Right, we're almost done this field, and we got 2 more to go. The other 2 fields are contracts. See how much sunflowers we end up with as extra. Let's just stab ourselves with our cones. Where are we at? Where are we at with our, how much we have stored away? Just 48,000 lettries stored away. But we do have 10,000 in our production. Get that topped off to 300,000. Turn that off because we've processed all of our separated manure into manure pellets. Our forage machine is full, so we should top off this. But and our greenhouses are all good. They'll need to be topped up soon. Our animals are good. We really don't need to feed them anything at the moment. Straw levels are good, so we're just gonna let them float. Like I said, focus on contracts. So we've got, you know, I could do that. We're not doing any more sugar beets. It's good money, but we don't have the time. We're going to do that one too. That's some good money. That's 33, 37, $47,000 right there. We now have got decent equipment. We don't need to bother about leasing it. What do y'all hope comes in year 3 for Farm Sim 22? Is there going to be a year 3 season pass? Are we going to get that announcement? Is year 3 going to be our last year? This time next year, are we going to be speculating and talking about the upcoming Farm Sim release? I hope so. I want to see a 3-year cycle. But we should know by the end of the year. I believe last year they announced the year 2 pass in December. So if we get into 2024 without an announcement, that might be a good indicator of what 2024 has to come. Well, how many field types do you have? I mean, 255 is magical. 256. You had more than 255? I thought you would be, Artemis. I thought you were. Well, you know, like I said, 255 is awful close to 256. 256 is a magical computer number, right? It is a derivative of 8. Doubling it, right? 512. I don't know if it's an arbitrary 256 limit or if there's some performance reason for that. Wait a minute, Rob's been chatting it up for a while. Yeah. Chat is live. The stream audio and video can be behind. Oh, back up the truck. Charlie, we're losing prop. We can't be doing this. We can't be doing this. think this field is fertilized. Yeah, we're not rolling it because, well, the crop's already come up, but... Alright, good. Now, I think we need to... Yeah, we need to pH this field. She's got some bad pH, boys. Some bad pH. Get out here and lime this thing after harvest. Maybe we'll do that in November. Of course, those baling contracts. Oh, it's back. It's back. It's back. We're going to take that one. We're going to clear one of these and just grab that. And we'll probably grab a couple of these others and do those over winter. Nope, not going to do that. Not harvesting that. Not going to do that. But that field 7, this contract, field 17, might pay you $33,000 up front. But the number of bales you get to keep afterwards, that's more like a $50,000 contract right there. Good money, good money. Like I said, I think we're gonna try to buy the sheep and chicken farm in the south. I mean, I could do it right now, quite frankly, if I wanted to take out a loan. Maybe. Let's do a little viewer engagement. Let's do a little viewer engagement and start a poll. There you go. Answer the poll. Poll's going to be open for 20 minutes. 20 minutes. 20 minutes. Early lead is yes. Do it. Do it now. Daniel, welcome. Welcome. Rabbit Rob pushing the merch. Pushing the merch. He still loves his barley juice glasses. Encourage you to click on that link. We got all types of merch. And we don't do just the general slap our logo on stuff merch. We've got all types of things. We've got Farming is My Chill. What's yours? Stickers, mugs, insulated water bottles, shirts, sweatshirts. We've got Bad Things, Mayhem Crew products. Like I mentioned, we've got barley juice glasses, perfectly capable of holding your most favoritist beverage of choice. We have garments and other products that talks about farmers feeding the world since the end of time, or since the beginning of time. I like that one. I like that one. Then I like the one I've got where it's a task list of impossible tasks, and basically the farmer's got them all checked off, saying, "Yep, been there, done that. What else do you have needs done?" I, for one, am sporting the Farming's My Chill neon green phone case. One, you'll never lose your phone because, well, it stands out wherever you put it. And two, it protects pretty darn well. Very, very stiff, yet forgiving plastic. So it's not so stiff. Also wraps around the screen well, so it gives you a nice little buffer on your drops. We've got phones protectors for all the major Android and iOS form factors. Daniel, what's up? What is up, sir? We're just sitting here on a Saturday afternoon, chilling out. So far, 82% of you think, yes, I should expand my loan and buy the sheep and chicken area now. Do it now. Do it now. Richard, we know we have a soup factory. They've announced a soup factory. They have announced a canning factory. I guess you can have canned beets, carrots, and parsnips. There's soup. They've announced production, kind of like your build your boat on the Platinum expansion, except you're able to build pianos by bringing various resources to the piano factory. Oh, what else might be coming? We have potato chip factory. They announced a potato chip factory, so we can now do something with our potatoes other than just sell them straight up or use them as animal feed. If there will be more, I don't really have too much speculation. I haven't given a whole lot of thought towards it. Yeah, they announced during FarmCon presentations when they were doing the driving presentation preview of Sri Lanka. There were billboards about piano factory, and they mentioned that you could produce pianos. It was using the same general gameplay mechanic that the roller coaster and the boat factory did on Silver Run Forest. Yeah, it's not my choice either. I would like to see like a wagon factory or something that produces something halfway remotely tangible to the agricultural industry, right? Like if you delivered a bunch of wood and they made like flatbed bale trailers or something, or benches, other things would be interesting. But I think it's just a static building that makes pianos. Right, you don't get to be able to haul the pianos off. It's like I said, like the boat factory where you make boats, but then the boats launch and they just kind of go off their way. Hire thy helper. I mean, maybe there's pianos are a thing that are known in Eastern Europe. I don't know. I'm not really big on where quality pianos are made. So right next door we have in this fertilized contract. Oh, Grenade Racer, indeed, indeed. I've asked for that very same thing, or mentioned that very same thing. A buildable shed pack. Multiple shed packs from various regions of the world. I think we have Western Europe pretty much covered with just base game stuff. Oh, I didn't realize we changed over to our horse suit. Farming Sins, welcome. Welcome, and Petros. Good afternoon, good evening to you. So we got about 60,000 liters of sunflowers off of that first field, our main field. This should be done. Yep, nearly done. Turn that off for now. Gamescom. Lucky European guys, you'll be able to go check out the latest preview build of Premium Expansion. Those of you on the west coast of the US, you might be able to attend PAX West. That's coming up here in a couple weeks. Giants has stated that they will be at PAX West. I don't think they have made an official statement, but it seemed pretty confident there were going to be presence there. They'll possibly be able to do a beta build gameplay there as well. Get your hands on Lanka. Explore. You come back, report how was the harvest? So that is on the other side of the country for me. I'm not going to be able to attend that. It's also a very busy time for work. I'll have to learn all about it from you all. Anybody that can attend. Get this thing loaded up. Paris Game Show. Nice. I know they're at TwitchCon, which was in France. I suppose it was in Paris. I don't know if they had a preview build there or not. Ah, that would be interesting, Mojo. Right? Build log cabins or log houses, stone houses, not stone, but wooden houses. I haven't heard. I mean, we're pretty sure, right? Pretty sure they're going to be at Gamescom. And then... I mean, it all comes down to man hours, I guess. Ah, yeah, playground equipment. That would be a good one. That would be a fun one. Or how about building a playground like at the community, at the village park. Right, the village park might have an old rundown play area. Maybe it's all steel and just you know, busted up looking and stuff. And then you can deliver products to it. And as you deliver products to it, the steel and old stuff goes away and a new, nice, safe play area emerges. That'd be nice. That'd be nice. That's kind of the same process as the roller coaster. I do want to see that. I mentioned that to them. I'm sure others have mentioned that to them. Placeable buildings that you can build. Right? We all love Alien Gym's buildable buildings, right? Where you place them down and you click the trigger and then they pop into place. But do they take that and extend that concept to where you have in build mode, right? Instead of having this shed, right, that you put down for $106,000. Maybe you put down the foundation. You spend 20 grand and you put the concrete pad down. Sorry. And then you deliver the rest of the product and the shed gets built. So you could build your own farm. Literally homestead your whole place. You start with your farmhouse. Your farmhouse is this, you know, this bus, right? That's your farmhouse. And then as you deliver stuff, right, you can make something like this. Or something like this. Right? Same goes for the animal pens, the sheds. That was definitely something I suggested them a months back. We'll see. We'll see. Some of those suggestions are things you might see in the next farm sim, just given the development time frames, or a feature of something in year 3. Oh, Rabbit Rob wants to build an entire building with Quikrete as his foundation. I mean, you want to live in that. I'm not sure. I'm not sure I want to live in a house that's got quick drying concrete as its basis of foundation. And I'm hoping we get something, smaller root crop harvesters for sure. Hoping we see that with the premium expansion. Really small trailed harvesters for the ultra cheap, ultra inexpensive starting farmer. Yeah, I know the idea of having a buildable building pack where you could do literal homestead building of your farm was popular amongst other ambassadors as well. Oh, we filled up. Back up the truck. Charlie, back it up. Where are we standing with our contract? 81%. Who's playing Frontier? Who's playing Frontier? I've seen some comments, folks, talk about the dirt. Dirt being problematic. They can't get rid of the dirt. One person didn't seem to think they realized you could dig the dirt up or use a bucket on the dirt. They're saying the only way to get rid of the dirt was to paint over it. And you can't paint on land you don't own. And you can't buy the fields. Now we've had more days between when the map released. Just know what your all's thoughts are, if they've changed it all since the map initially came out. %. Just a little bit to go over here. I mean, think about a homesteading gameplay on Western Wilds, where you literally could build your own farmhouse, where you'd build your own sheds, build your own, chicken coop, cattle area, and then as you expanded, right, it would be a basic wooden structure, But as you expanded your operation, as you became more profitable, dry and ted it, and then take the bales, blah, 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 blah. Yeah. We're going to take him to here. All right, we're gonna borrow. We're gonna borrow that stuff. Is it turned off? We got plenty of room here. Okay. Oh, and there they are, Pop. Okay. And then I'll do other hay contracts with that stuff. Had some folks comment that they were doing production and it was giving them can't spawn any more pallets. It's just because of the dumpsters, right? Dumpsters and those steel plates. That's unfortunate. It's almost like either one the map author didn't play test the map, or two, he play tested the map with mods enabled that affect gameplay, and since he's releasing this for console, I think that would, if that is the case, that was a very wrong idea, because you're experiencing the map different from what lots of other players are likely going to experience it. Because if you have the mod enabled that removes the pallet limits, well, that's a PC only mod. And if you want a map available for console players, you can't be doing your testing with PC only mods that affect gameplay ability, because those console players won't have access to those. What's our Zura? Which one was that? Yeah, that's indeed a, perfectly valid point. That's why when we need to stop this poll. That's why when We do map testing for CCS 101. He often really doesn't tell us a whole lot of things as to, you know, what's out there, where things are. Because if you experience it, then you can kind of figure it out. Or if you can't figure it out, then the map author knows that maybe it's a little bit too complex. So, 29 people voted. 79 people say yes. Take out the loan. Buy this area. $507,000 later. There we go. But I'm hoping that gets corrected, that gets fixed. Hope enough players figure out that the issue is with those dumpsters. And they prioritize clearing them things out. Sheep, chicken, bell shelter, grain silo. Indeed, right? I can't make that shortcut. Oh yes, well that map was 100% doing things wrong. The Zura map was 100% not doing things on the up and up. And to have the audacity to state publicly in your own video that you did violate DRM protection, you did crack the DLC, and not have any regards for that was a pretty bold move. And well, you see where that got it. Hello, chickens. Chickens. All right, where is it? Chicken co-op. Do we have wheat? Do we have wheat? I just have some wheat. I got lots of barley. I got lots of sorghum. All right, we're good. Chickens. All right. Let's start out with a simple 100 chickens. How about we just start out with 60? That makes it even easier. 60 chickens. We begin you. All right, now for the sheeps. For the sheeps. 200 sheeps. Let's start out with 50 sheep. Baby sheets. All right, there we go. Okay, back to our business. No, GoldenEye, what they did was they cracked. They didn't own their own copy of the Platinum expansion. They used DRM cracking tools to basically get access to the files and the resources within the expansion, and then they use those to create their own map. They implemented those textures and things in the map in such a way that you did not need to own the DLC to then make use of those things. And, well, the complete disregard for intellectual property turned into basically a cease, desist, and takedown notice. And then, from my understanding, the guy, like, didn't understand at all. Still didn't understand what. I didn't do anything wrong. What? They should praise me for drawing attention to the game and making people want to do this and whatever. So, yeah, that map kind of got shunned by many. Once a lot of that information came out. But there was a map. There was another map that did make use of the DRM, not the DRM, but the Platinum expansion trees. And possibly the river, the creek, the water textures. But it required you as a player to own the expansion. And it would only work, the map would only work right if you had the expansion. So at that point, if a map author figures out how to go into the encrypted files and reference those encrypted files in their map without decrypting them, and then players can make use of those files in their own copy of that encrypted DRM, that's legit. I own it, you own it, we get to use it. Rabbit Rob, he's a freeloader, he doesn't own it. Map doesn't work right for him until he goes and buys the expansion, and then it works. Ryan, what is up? Welcome. Welcome. So I do wish Giants would release SDK information on how to implement those things legitimately into their maps, into your mods. So people don't have to try to reverse engineer things. We were talking about this a couple weeks ago. Old Napster, you know, BitTorrent and music piracy deal, because there really wasn't an easy legal way to get digital music way back in the day. So that was your only real recourse to get your digital music, because you may not have the skill set to encode your own digital audio off of your own CDs or your own tapes, if we go back even further. Then come the rise of the iTunes Store, the Google Play Audio Store, and various other legitimate ways to buy digital music. There's still music piracy out there. People are gonna steal. That's just the thing. But when you have a legitimate, easy way of doing things, most people will just default to the legitimate way. Especially if it's but simple, right? If it's but simple, then of course they'll go for that. Well, they can still be encrypted. I'm still fine with them being encrypted, but on the dev platform, release some documentation on how you can reference the new trees, how you can reference the new water texture, how you can reference and build your own roller coaster type production. So what you do is then drive sales of the premium and platinum expansions, because hopefully desirable maps, desirable mods come out that leverage those things and require those things, and those that have not already purchased those things will feel inclined to acquire those things so they can make use of those things. Yeah, sure, you had to buy a CD, and you had to have a computer to be able to rip it, right? Maybe you had an MP3 player because you like to go running, and obviously running with a CD player isn't all that best. And so you wanted to run. You did jazzercise, you did aerobics or whatever, and it was easier to strap that little iPod Nano to your wrist or to your arm, stick it in your pocket, and have your digital music, but you didn't own a computer. Or you didn't really have the best computer skills to know how to do that. Where are we taking this? This is not ours. We need to go to Jenny Olstein's farm. Okay, good. Let's go to Jenny's. Walkman. What do you mean, a Discman? Walkman was the radio or cassette tape. Discman, that was the CD player. Grenade Racer, that's a very good point, right? Yeah, like the regionalization, the localization of content. Yeah, there's shows. There's shows that are available in the States that aren't available in Europe until later. There's shows in Europe that aren't available in the States until later. So if you are someone who is a big fan of, let's just say, Star Trek, okay, you might not be able to get access to the latest stuff when half the globe gets it. You may be able to legitimately get access to it 6 months later. Who wants to wait 6 months when everyone else online is chatting it up about what has happened last night? Spoilers, right? Everybody that has access to it isn't considerate of those that don't have access to it. We're going to want to chat about it. So you feel compelled to find a way to become current. Well, the newer ones, this was still 40 years ago, but the newer models, 35 years ago, they would have a nice buffer to them that you'd almost have to shake the thing in order to have it skip because it had a like a digital buffer. How about those what about those cameras that recorded those first digital cameras that they didn't use memory cards because the memory cards were some stupid expensive. So you could buy these like little mini discs, and when you took your super high res 1 megapixel or 2 megapixel digital pictures, they would save them out on these little mini discs. They were like 3 inches in diameter or something. You remember those? Yeah, they're sweating to the oldies. Sweating to the oldies in the 90s. Except now it's sweating to the oldies, which is 90s music. It's all perspective. All perspective. I had a Discman. They ran off of AA batteries. I mean, you have to run the battery store constantly. Jerry, you're referring to the coffee cup holder that was designed to fit different sized coffee cups. Ah, yes, those 3.5 disc floppies. 3.25 floppies on a digital camera too. Now they have digital Polaroids. Have you seen those digital cameras that are Polaroid? I don't have one, but the admissions department at work does. And I stumbled upon a recruitment day. I stumbled into the admissions department. They were taking Polaroids with this new digital Polaroid camera, and they were giving them to the prospects. And I thought, what a cheap marketing tool that is. I thought that was an awesome marketing tool. I mean, the Polaroid film isn't cheap, but when you're trying to hook a student for a 4-year institution, you know, and if they're interested enough to come visit, and you get them to take a picture with, you know, with their family in front of, like, you know, the mascot or something. That's that little takeaway that you can keep and have with you. It's gotta land one student. It's more than paid for itself. For years of expenses. What was once new then becomes old, then becomes new again, because it all just comes right on back around. Ah, well, you know, it's because the floors shift. Sometimes some of these old buildings, the floors aren't so so stable, and they shift on you. That's what's going on. That's what's going on. All right. Oh, of course. Of course. This is of course. Because we have 2 contracts going to the same place, so I'm harvesting this field, but it's giving me credit for delivering product with this other field. Whatever. But we'll get it all worked out. I don't know, Farmer G. It might just be. Might just be. Oh. I mean, when we get done this, when we wrap up this stream in about 20 minutes, I'm gonna head out to Denny's, catch an early bird senior special, right? They got a nice discount for Grand Slam dinners at 4 p.m. Well, it's not that big of an issue for me, Grenade Racer. What's kind of handy about having these contracts go to the same place is when I finish harvesting one field, I can just start harvesting the other field, and then when I'm done harvesting the second field, right, then I'll see they don't have a lot of crop left over because it's the combined. It feels like you got a lot more out of it, because now your excess crop is 2 fields worth than 1. But as far as field goes, so this was our sunflower field. 6.64 hectares. We're working on this field right now, 7.3. And we have this field here, 9.6. So we had 60,000 liters worth of product come off of field 3. So we're going to get more than 60,000 off of this field and this field. So more than 120,000. And we're going to be able to keep some of that product. I'm hoping we're going to be able to keep 20,000 or so liters worth. That would be a third more than what we got off of our, well, a third of what we got off our own field, which would be a nice bonus, be a nice added bonus to the product. Oh, it also happens when you're going to other places. We'll need to take we'll need to take product down to our chickens. And sheep before we sleep for the night. Once this starts unloading, I want to check and I'll make sure that we don't have any odd food requirements. I don't think we do. I don't think this map does. Oh, normal grain. Yep, that's fine. And grass or hay. That is fine there as well. We got plenty of that. What we do need, I don't think I have, is a trailer. I've got these things. We can't. Those things don't convert to trailers, the flatbeds. Do they? Maybe I can. Oh, I can. Okay. I can just switch one over to be a flatbed trailer. Haul my bales of hay down there. All right. They're the HW80 mod trailers. These right here. So I can configure one to hold bales, keep the other one grain. You take our grain down to our chickens and our bales down to our chickens at the same time. Just do one trip. Even more reason to do that grass contract on that big hay field, or do the hay contract on the big grass field, is I can just take the excess bales straight over to the sheep area because it has its own bale storage, and then I won't have to transport bales. I'll just have to go down there and move them around. I am baling chickens, Rabbit Rob. I find it makes the best form of fried chicken. It tenderizes the meat. You should try it. It's always a good idea to beat the meat before one consumes the meat. I mean, if you want to choke your chicken, you can go right ahead. But I don't think that helps. I don't think that helps with the whole seasoning. Well, a 70,000 liter trailer would be heavy. And then if you train them together, they will definitely push a lighter tractor around. I think Rabbit Rob knows what to do now. He's confused. Just staying on the brakes, and the brakes just say, nope, nope. Not going to do it. I can just see the tire tracks. Tractor's locked up, just sliding. Yeah, I like using my trailers here. $15,000 liters each. They're not overly unwieldy. And they're very easy to get around. But of course, they're also dolly trailers, and some folks don't like dolly trailers in the least. So there's that. But we've had good luck on this map, reversing them around and such. This harvester humping. Because this harvester unloads so slow. You can't unload on the go. Save yourself a lot of time. Alrighty, we got that. There is a forage trailer, yes. I don't think the forage trailer holds grain. So, yeah, see, there's this trailer. It holds up to 20,000 liters. Yep, there you go. That's the variant I got. Then we have this one that holds 20,000. And then you have this one that holds 18. This is a forage model. forest model only holds, obviously, your forage type crops, as well as wood chips and sugarcane. Whereas this is going to hold all of your grains. And oddly enough, it's set up to hold cotton. So I guess if you have a harvester that does loose cotton, then you could use it. Six, and then we got one more load we're gonna haul off. We're gonna call it a quits for the afternoon. It's almost 4 o'clock here. My time. I'd like to stream for about 2 hours. Don't want to go too terrible long. Tonight we will not be online. Tonight we're gonna be doing our Baldur's Gate multiplayer. And based on the polls from about a month ago, it seemed like not that many people were that interested in it. So we're not going to bother by putting it in the channel. Tomorrow afternoon, as I mentioned earlier, we will be back with a members-only live stream for our ACC Mayhem Championship Tournament. That's at 3 p.m. Eastern Time. We're going to be at Paul Ricard track. And then tomorrow night we're going to be back on American Truck Simulator doing our Sunday night convoy night stuff as we continue to make our way through Oklahoma, working on the Oklahoma cruising event as well as the other Oklahoma achievements. That is the rest of this weekend. And then, well, we are back to the work week on Monday. Yeah, I'm glad you can make it. Hope you enjoyed it. For a rare Saturday afternoon stream. At least rare for the summertime because, well, when it's summertime, there's other stuff going on outside. And, well, when you need to do that other stuff, you just gotta get her done, right? Later, Farmer G. Later. We're just gonna go ahead and take this over there. We probably have another load waiting for us. Take over there. We're gonna go ahead and run our credits to close this thing out. Sunflowers. Good. We can do sunflowers into November. Don't have to worry about that. We'll be back on Carpathian Countryside on Monday. Assuming, of course, there is no map drop Monday from Giants. If there is, we'll be focusing on getting that video recorded and published. Talk to you in a few hours, Simper. Later, Artemis. And until next time, happy farming.